Hello everyone and welcome back to SGTV. Today I am joined by Joe, the Tradesman Coach. You may have seen all his amazing photos online, looking ripped and oiled up, and I'm not jealous at all. Joe, I want to thank you for coming in and joining us and talking to us, because this is a bit different than what we usually do, because we're usually talking about the in-depth aspects of being an electrician and part of the industry, but I think this subject is equally as important, and we're going to go into more episodes diving into people's health and stuff. But I want to start off just by talking to you about how you became who you are.
I'm obviously Joe. To introduce myself, I was an electrician from literally half terms, everything. It was like my parents like, go work. Basically mum and dad's best friend was electrician, had his own business, and my dad always wanted me to go to university, but I was always like, no, I don't want to study. I just enjoy like doing stuff. Being stuff. Practical. So yeah, I worked throughout the school holidays and absolutely everything. From the day I left school, everyone had 6 weeks off. I had a day off, and then I started my apprenticeship. 4 years at college, I was like, I want to qualify as quick as I can, get a pay rise. College was a bit of a whirlwind. Just wanted to get done as quick as I possibly can. Won Apprentice of the Year again, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's my claim to fame, being an electrician. And it just came from sort of training myself to helping friends, to helping family, to where I am today, starting my own business, leaving my job. And now I am full-time coaching tradesmen, construction workers to get fit, get healthy, lose fat, build muscle.
Wow, it's quite a journey, quite a transformation, not only physically, but as a career, really. What was your motivation behind that?
I think it's just living the life as a tradesman. Like, I lived it for so many years, been in and amongst it, eating the crap foods, eating the sausage rolls, eating the crisps, and seeing so many people like slate me or struggle themselves, to then sort of having my own transformation and thinking, God, everyone is literally struggling here. Like, there's no one to help these people. And I wouldn't say I deliberately fell into like helping people in the trades. It just made sense. Like, my first few people that I helped were my friends,
people in
and
the
circle. They were all tradesmen. And I thought, well, actually, it makes sense. You know what I mean? I understand them. I know exactly what their life is like.
So it was a bit of a happy accident. You didn't necessarily set out to think, right, I want to help tradespeople, but that being your circle, you sort of noticed a niche in that.
Yeah. So I joined. Basically, the story behind it, I was helping friends. Like, it was about 6 friends I was helping. And I remember saying to my parents, listen, I think I'm going to do a PT course. I quite enjoy this. And everyone's like, no, don't do it. You're in a stable job. Like, you're in a trade. You're always going to have a job. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this forever. I don't know. I really enjoy health and fitness. Like, I found something I'm quite good at. So I remember doing my PT course. And in the January of 2023, I was like, you know what? I'm going to like maybe join a business mentorship. Like, I've done all right by myself. Maybe I'll try and make a thing of this PT thing and see what I can do. And then, yeah, by March 2023, 3 months later, I'd got enough clients that I had no time, literally less time than I already had. And yeah, I made the jump full time to transition into fitness coach.
Wow. Was that a hard decision, sort of just sparking on the head, or?
Yeah, because I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy sparking. Like, I did enjoy it. People say, what was it you didn't like about it? And I've always enjoyed it. But then when I said I was going to leave, I remember parents, girlfriend, nan, granddad, like everyone saying, no, don't do it. You're in a stable job, like, don't do it. And I actually spoke to my boss, gave 4 weeks notice. And I said to him, listen, I'm going to go part-time. I'm going to try and make a go of this. So I gave him 4 weeks notice to go part-time. And 2 weeks after that, I literally like so busy again. I was like, I'm gone. Like, 4 weeks, I'm gone. So it was quite a hard transition, because like I say, everyone was telling me not to. I've got a stable job. And I was like, there's an opportunity to help people. Like, if I don't try, I'm always going to be looking back and thinking, what if?
Is it difficult though? Because I mean, you probably experienced this as well as I have, that if you're on site, people can be stubborn and stuck in their ways, and not necessarily wanting to break those habits. So how do you go about getting these clients, or at least trying to help them?
I guess most of our marketing, where people find us, is through Instagram, social media, doing videos outside the likes of Greg's, McDonald's, where people hang out. And I think that draws attention, because people see us and they're like, that's me. Like, that's me. That guy stood outside Greg's talking about spending a £5 every morning. That's me. And I think people just resonate and relate to it. And when I ask people, I'm like, why do you want to work with me? And they're like, you understand, mate, you understand. Like, you've done it, you've been there, you've done it. So
how are you going about that then? Are you you going onto site and doing like classes on the on site, getting people doing press ups on the and pull ups on the scaffolding, or?
In terms of like filming my own content and stuff, we'll go around Greg's, we'll get onto building sites and stuff like that. We don't necessarily go onto sites and sort of train people that way. But when we sort of start helping people, everything is literally done online from what we do. But
okay, so all your training, it's online, you're not doing like...
Yeah, all the training's online. So mainly in the UK. We have had a few clients from America as well, a couple from Australia, which is pretty cool. But literally everything is online, which I think is the best part about it because it's accessible for everyone.
And surely that must make your business open up massively, because PT and doing that kind of thing in its traditional sense, you're limited to the people in front of you, whereas your audience now is potentially worldwide.
Yeah, and a lot of the people I speak to, they're like, I've had PTs in the past, but I fell off because I worked late and I couldn't make it in. And then obviously they come across our program and it's like, people don't even need to go to the gym if they don't want to. So we literally tailor the whole program around their whole lifestyle. So if you want to train 6 times a week, you can. If you want to train at home with your kids on your back doing press-ups, you can. We do actually have that as well.
Yeah.
We have guys doing that as well. So
have there been any sort of success stories that have almost struck a chord with you, where someone's actually listened to what you said and they've come back and they've hit some results?
Yeah, so obviously I'm not going to sit here and say we can help everyone, because we can't. Like, just because people are joining up to a plan and program, they're not guaranteed results. Like, I'll say to people, the only guarantee I'll make is if you don't do the work, you won't see results. But a lot of our clients who get the best results, like they buy into the process, they follow what we do, they work with us, they ask for help. And like I say, we tailor nutrition, training, supplementation, then they get that support, the accountability. So if they are falling off the wagon, they are working late, they've got someone to ask questions to kind of ask help from.
Yeah. Have you had much resistance? Well, I'm guessing if you stood outside Greg's, the manager of Greg's probably isn't too happy because he's trying to sell his pies and whatnot. But...
Yeah, it's funny. Every time we film, so we filmed the other day, and we're filming, I'm saying to my videographer, get Greg's in the background. Like, I need to be stood there with Greg's in the background, and then these window cleaners are coming round, like cleaning the windows, looking at us. They've got like living sausage rolls in their mouth, and we're slating sausage rolls. I've all been there. Do you know what I mean? I've been there eating the sausage rolls, but we get some looks. Like, we'll be stood in McDonald's filming, talking about eating Big Macs and stuff, and vans of people just sort of looking at, he's like an idiot over there type thing. But
what about on site? Have you found any resistance from your traditional workmen, workwomen?
Yeah, we get a little bit. You get people shout stuff and say stuff. I'm used to it. Tough skin. I worked on site for 12 years, so I know exactly what it's like. And yeah, you just got to take it in sometimes.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever go back to being on the tools, or maybe dip in and out in some format?
Potentially. I'd like to say that I hope I don't have to, because there's such a big, I always say, there's a whole world of electricians out there, but there's only one Tradesman Coach. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people who can wire your house, wire your sockets, but there's only one person out there at the minute anyway trying to sort of help people. So I'm hoping that I never have to go back to it, not because I don't enjoy it, but because I can probably impact and help and change lives more now doing what we're doing than I can fit in lights and wiring sockets.
And that's a big thing we always try and sort of promote here on this channel is trades are amazing to get into, and if your passion goes in one way or the other, whether that's staying on the tools, going into project management, engineering, it can take you anywhere. And the world is so much different now compared to what it was 10 years ago with these kind of apps where people can, promote their business or be on the other end and receive training. Where can it go in another 10 years? But to me, it all starts with getting in the trade in the first place. And it's something we're strong on, is that there is a known trade shortage, and at least getting your foot in the door and seeing where that can take you. Like those possibilities are limitless. Like you're doing something that's quite new and niche now, but 10 years, 15 years, take you to Mars or something, who knows? War at Mars, there you go.
Yeah, I get a lot of people, like young lads, reach out to me as well, not even asking fitness tips, like, I want to get into the trade, like, have you got any tips? Do you know what I should do? That's
good though.
Yeah, it's good.
If your niche is, if your clientele is the trade, they're probably still going to want to pick your brains, because they might see you as someone like, oh, okay, so what didn't you like about it? And you've said it's not the fact you didn't like it, it's just your passion sort of led you elsewhere, and you can still have that influential presence, I guess.
Yeah, and like I say, I was actually, like, not blowing my own trumpet, but I was all right as an electrician as well. I was quite good at it. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the technical side of things, but it's just sort of, I guess, transitioned and flipped into this other thing without meaning to, and it's kind of blown up from there.
And you've got your own podcast as well now, is that right?
Yeah, so we've just launched our own podcast. We're about 7 episodes deep, called the Jack of All Gains, Master of None podcast.
Like
so I tried to keep it very trade related, trade specific. But the first few episodes I was literally saying, welcome to the Jack of All Trades podcast. I'm like, oh shit, it's not called that. But yeah, I tried to make it trade and fitness specific.
I like that. It's all about the gains.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself when I'm eating eggs and...
Every gain helps. But I try and keep it very raw and ready. Like the podcast is literally unedited. It's just me talking to a camera, trying to, I guess, tell people about my story, things that I used to do that hopefully I might be able to say one thing that might flip someone's mindset to help them start. Or even talking, like, for example, we filmed one with one of my clients the other day he's now 23 kilos down. He said that he could run 500 meters 12 months ago, and he's 62 weeks in with me, and he's just booked his Ironman. He's got 2 marathons booked, and just talking to him, like, it's not just even about losing weight. Some people, the transition, he started his own, like, another business and stuff. So yeah, it's incredible.
And that sort of leads me on to we've got another episode which is going to be out where we're going to be talking about how basically your health is your income. So we're going to really dive into that and how it can affect the way you work and your ability to work. So please make sure you stay tuned for that one. But for our audience who don't know or don't follow you, where can they find you?
So on Instagram, Joe_ the Tradesman Coach. Search the Tradesman Coach on YouTube, and Spotify is obviously the Jack of All Gains.
Jack of All Gains, I love that.
Jack of All Gains, Master of None.
We should do that, you know, on Predator, where they do that lock-in thing and they're all oiled up. Recreate that afterwards. I have to get pumped up though for this.
It's funny because when we do our photo shoots, we've renamed them from photo shoots to client success days because we don't want it to be like you have to be ripped to do it. It's not about that. It's just celebrating your success. But seeing people gone from so outside the comfort zone, not wanting to take photos, to the last one we done, we've got a train of 8 tradesmen topless with oil on, rubbing like oil at each other's back. And it's like just funny because seeing people's mindsets and stuff change and getting people together in a community. As well, I think that's the best thing about what I do. And working on site is such a community of people. If you see another tradie, do you know what I mean? Tradies always talk to tradies, and it's just quite a tight-knit community, which I think is really good as well.
Gets to the point where you keep your own sachet of body oil just to keep yourself oiled.
Yeah,
because you never know. Or is that just me? But Joe, I want to thank you for coming in and talking to our audience about this. As I said, we are going to be doing another episode. We're going to be diving into the health benefits of being in the doing this kind of work when you're in the trade. So please stay tuned for that one. But as always, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button below, follow Joe on his channels. They sound like there's going to be some good content coming out soon. And as always, we'll see you next time.